I proposed to her at her parents' house on the patio outside her parents' house in outside of Missoula, Montana.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was really cool. That was right. It was good to be there. I had a chance to ask her father for her hand in marriage,
Mm-hmm.
kind of the traditional thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. He said, I'm surprised you hadn't asked this question a long time ago. It's taken God
Wow.
forever.
Wow. Wow.
I said, well, thank you. Okay. So I guess that means I get the blessing. So yeah. So that worked out really well. So yeah, I just, it was good. It was
Did
God's
you guys
timing,
just celebrate 20 years?
We just celebrated 20 years. It's 20 years, 2 months. Well, 20 years and almost 2 months at this point.
Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you. 20 great years. So yeah, celebrated 20-year anniversary.
What?
And celebrated our little Zoe.
What'd you say?
And celebrated our little Zoe, our
Your
13-year-old
precious
daughter,
Zoe.
Zoe.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Zoe. Let's talk about Zoe a little bit. Let's talk about the depth and richness that she has added to your lives.
Yes. It's funny. I don't know if anybody's ever prepared to have a kid with special needs, to have a child with, Down syndrome, and we didn't know about it ahead of time, But what I would say is, I think I give Sam a lot of credit for pouring so much love, so much time and attention, so much everything into Zoe. And what's amazing about Zoe is that, like, I guess is the best way I would say it. Zoe always expects good things to happen. She believes she brings good, and she believes there is good in other people. She is the most amazing person to greet every day, because she greets you with her entire heart. Every single day, it's like the best day ever, because she connects her heart to your heart in every situation. And that's just so special. In our busy lives, and then we feel like we have to have purpose and have to be disciplined and all these other things. But when do we have a chance to have a heart connection? And Zoe's the person who reminds me every day to have a heart connection with someone. And even in a phone call with a client or potential client or a business associate or whatever, get past the stuff and have a heart connection for just 1 minute and see what comes from that, And so, Zoe teaches me that lesson every day, to try to have a heart connection with somebody, because that's where you really see God, and that's where you see, that connection is how you build faith. That connection is how you feel love. That connection is where someone says, "I see you," and you see them. And you can be authentic and honest. So without Zoe, I can't say I would feel that way. I can't say without that example of seeing it every day, I don't think I would be built that way. But I am so much better off having this little girl who just greets you with joy every single day, and she means it. It's not manufactured; it's real. It springs from her spirit, and it just covers everything that you do with her, and every thought you have about her. So I love that, and it wouldn't be that way if it wasn't for Sam as her mom, pouring so much into her and giving her such a strong sense of security, and that she's loved, and that this world is a good and safe place. So
many of the aspects that you talk about when you talk about Sam and Zoe are literally image-bearing qualities of God. When you talk about joy that springs up, and you talk about loving with your whole heart, expecting good things to happen, unconditional love, words of encouragement, just everything you just described of these two women that the Lord has placed in your life, in your home, that look at you. How do you understand the love of God better because you are surrounded by these two image bearers?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, first I'd say it's like, man, maybe I'm the one with special needs. God put such amazing people around me. It's like, dude, you need all this.
He's like, this guy needs a little extra.
yeah. It's really awesome. I think that, a few years ago, Sam and I said, we know we've been blessed. We know that we've seen God's blessing in our life. And how do we put stuff out there? How can we be conduits for his blessing instead of receivers of his blessing, or in addition to being receivers of his blessing, And I think that life with Sam and with Zoe is how, for me at least, I can be a conduit of blessing. And that to me is where that's cool to be in this part of life. I've been given so much already, I'm so thankful and grateful for where I am. If I can share it in some way, shape, or form, either through example or through, touch points when you touch someone and let someone see that they matter, because to Zoe, everybody matters. And Sam is like that as well. Everybody matters. Your project, she'll treat your project with as much commitment as she'll treat her own project, sometimes more, and that's not something you get every day. That's a rare quality, super rare quality. And she brings that to every situation. And I see it reflected in Zoe where she does the exact same thing, where she puts her whole heart into it. Even if it's just a thank you letter or something like that, she just puts her whole heart into it to be sure that that she appreciates you, that you are valuable, that you are seen, that you matter. So I get that every single day at home, which is fantastic, and it equips me to radiate that out more when the opportunity presents itself. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's how I feel about it. Just so blessed and being in a position to be able to move that, carry that forward, and be a blessing versus looking to be blessed all the time.
Yeah, I do. Well, as we wrap it up, first of all, thank you for giving us a behind the scenes glimpse, because Sam is the same on air that she is off the air. Her faith is robust. When she says she's going to pray for you, not only does she pray, but she listens on behalf of heaven and lets you know what she hears from the Holy Spirit, which is a gift. And, at the end of Sam's life, we will know that she used all of the wax and all of the wick. She just pours herself out. And that's what I take from her, is to do everything with excellence and to be just available to what God calls me to do. And so what would you say to her right now to honor her? We have a lot of listeners honoring her. We have those of us behind the scenes honoring her. But as her husband, what would you say to honor Sam?
I would say thank you for being you, for giving me a life, the life we have together that's beyond anything I could have ever imagined. I told her the other day that she's foreign to me. And what I meant by that is that there's no other situation, no other relationship with anybody I've ever had that this is like. This is so special to have this life with her, this relationship with her. She's my best friend. She's my best person. She's everything to me, and she's beyond anything I ever imagined. And I'm so thankful that God would put her on this earth and allow me to spend even a day with her, let alone a lifetime like this. So, thank you, and I love you. That's what I would tell her.
Carlos, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for the phone call. God bless you, and God bless all the listeners and Friends of Spirit and Christian Ministries.
Well, thanks for sharing Sam with us for all these years. And we miss you around here. I hope to see you soon.
Oh, thank you. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.